Hey, what's up? What's up, people? Good afternoon, YouTube. This me, Ben the Messenger, man. I'm on here with another video today. Good afternoon to all y'all. Title of this message right here is going to be about parents that like to post on social media and on the internet of them disciplining their child when they disciplining their kids and uh, humiliating and embarrassing their kids. I will say, uh, what goes on in your house should stay in your house. I never understood why how parents raise their kids and how parents discipline their kids. That's totally their way. You know, I don't tell nobody how to raise their kids, but I will say, you know, I've seen man where parents, I've seen in the past man on how parents will post online sometimes of how they of them spanking their kids, sometimes beating their kids, sometimes showing a video of them kind of humiliating their kids, cutting if they got sons. Sometimes the mama show or sometimes the daddy will show pictures of the son being at a barbershop and shaving his hair bald and all that old stuff, shaving his head completely bald. Now I understand, sometimes you want to act up in school. The kids, you want to misbehave, you want to embarrass them, so they gonna embarrass you. But my thing is, man, you would think sometimes adults would take it, take it, take a proper way in dealing with your kids and stuff. Humiliating your kids and embarrassing your kids, man, that don't always fix nothing or help anything. Um, Now sometimes it could straighten them up because they got embarrassed and they never want that to happen again. But it can also create resentment and can create also it can also create um it can make your child hate you and make your child not like you, you know? And like embarrassing your kid, man, that's not a good look. See, a lot of times, man, parents, a lot of times in this day and time, in this generation, you got a lot of parents that try to raise kids how they were raised and how they were brought up. And sometimes raising kids how they were brought up and how they were raised is not always a good thing. You got a lot of parents that really shouldn't be parents. Really, some parents need to not. Some people just don't need to have kids because they're not healed. And a lot of times, parents, they still be healing themselves and be having stuff going on inside them themselves and be wanting to take stuff out on the kid. You know what I'm saying? And be having a problem and the issue um, uh, uh, with the kid or whatever. And man, just a lot of times, bro, it's not always a good thing. Whatever happened between you and your mama when you were coming up, or y'all's dads or whatever, y'all should take that up with them, and y'all should have worked the relationship out with them. And a lot of times, people don't need to have children until you're fully healed, until you have the patience and the mindset and the restraint to deal with kids. Now, I don't have kids, thank God. I don't plan on having none no time soon. If I don't have none at all, I'm okay with that. I love my life. I love only having to, you know, depend on me. And I ain't ready. Not right now. No time soon. Kids can be a blessing and they can also be a curse depending on how you raise them and depending on how they turn out. And I'm just gonna say, you don't always have to show your business and post stuff on the internet and post stuff on Facebook for everybody to see. Then when people start commenting and saying stuff, these be the same people that get mad, want to fight, and all this and that. And it's just like, it just be like, hey, you the one that's always putting your business out there. Stop putting your business out there for everybody to see. Everybody don't need to know how you raising your child and how you raising your kids. And like I said, and embarrassing your child, embarrassing your kids, it's not necessarily a good thing. And it don't always change nothing. It don't. Sometimes it can make your kids not like you and resent you and hate you and not want to be bothered with you. And then when they get grown or whatever, you know, and some of y'all get, y'all get old or whatever, they don't want to be around y'all. And some of y'all may need your kids. On the flip side, kids nowadays can be kids can be disrespectful. They can be a handful. And kids nowadays, man, are very disrespectful. And sometimes they'll make you want to hurt them. They'll make you want to crash out. But it's ways in dealing with children. They still children at the end of the day. And fact of the matter is, if you can't handle kids, if you know that you ain't got the patience to deal with children, then stop having unprotected sex, ladies. Men, start wrapping up. It's condoms for a reason, to protect you. Stop, you know what I'm saying? Stop having sex. Stop bringing a new life into this world, and you bring them into this world and you don't know how to raise them and you don't know how to treat a child. Don't bring a kid into this world just to mistreat them. Discipline them. Now it's a thin line between discipline and teaching the kid, right from wrong, and just straight up being hateful and just child abuse. Because you know police is watching, and they watch on Facebook, they watch on social media, so they see everything. Don't be surprised when child protective service comes up to your house and be trying to get your kids because you done posted online of you hitting your child. Your child got a black eye and a broken blood vessel, a swollen eye socket, or you just doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing. If a child is being bad, sometimes just simply get a belt and whoop they behind. You know what I'm saying? And if that don't work, ground them. I'm gonna tell you, man. Nowadays, if you really want to get at kids, sometimes whooping them won't necessarily do nothing because you can whoop a child all day, and sometimes that don't work. Sometimes, if you really want to get at a child, see, a lot of times a kid's life, children's life nowadays is these phones, these iPhones, this Wi-Fi, the TV, and all that. If you really want to get at a kid, take away all that. Take away that for a week or for a couple of days, and see and watch them get in line. Watch them straighten up. It may work, it may not work. But for the most part, they'll get it together. They want their phone back. They want to be able to get on the internet. They want to be able to get on Wi-Fi and watch TV. But you don't have to embarrass your kid in front of everybody. Deal with them behind closed doors. Because if you hit them the wrong way, or they scream the wrong way, and people looking at you like you beating the crap out of them kids, and somebody call the police on you, you're gonna be in trouble. So just want to come on here and say that. Um, yeah, a lot of parents, like I said, a lot of parents nowadays they raise their kids on how they were raised when they were coming up. If they got beat as a child, then they think it's okay to beat their kids. Um, you know what I'm saying? Just all type of stuff. If they mamas and daddies called them out their name, called them a bunch of derogatory names, f bombs, and b, they think it's okay to call their kids that. See, a lot of these grown folks are not healed, man, and a lot of them just don't need to have children until you get fully healed. And there's ways in whooping it's ways in whooping and disciplining your child. I don't condone parents that ball up their fist and be punching kids and all that old stuff, especially in the face. You don't punch no child. You got some parents, they'll ball up their fist and punch their child in the face, blacking their eye, busting their nose, all that. That's not called for. It's it's completely unacceptable in its excessive force. And you will go to jail and you will be in some serious trouble if you hurt that child. They doing something, whoop them with a belt. And you have to know how to whoop kids. You don't whoop them to the point to where they got whips and marks and stuff across their body. You don't do that. It's just like, these parents gotta gotta learn how to store it. Gotta stop being so violent and have more patience with children, or just simply don't have kids. Simple as that, because you ain't ready, and it's okay if you're not ready. That's all I wanted to say. If anyone liked this message, feel free to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and share a comment down below. And I will catch y'all with the next video. Peace out. Ben the Messenger.